Aesthetic Fast is an inclusive performance artwork that invites you to join us in making a physical response to the suffering of others through enacted symbolism by becoming part of a living artwork.
Aesthetic Fast is an opportunity to act out, to perform both our lament and our compassion for those impacted by modern day slavery, and to act out our hope for the end of human trafficking.
The performance is made up of participants like you who purchase a ring that contains a gemstone that comes from an area of the world where sex trafficking and slavery is common.
All of the purchased rings are delivered to the exhibition space. At the exhibition, all of the buyers and other guests gather together to watch the rings undergo a chemical process called electroforming, together as a communal ritual act within the gallery space. This involves immersing the rings into a copper conductive solution and then hand-painting the copper-covered rings in liquid silver.
As we wear the rings in everyday life, we form part of an ongoing and expanding collaborative performance. We become not simply art buyers, but part of the art ourselves as performers. The gender-neutral design means rings can be worn by anyone, but what I love is the way in which each individual ring becomes part of one singular collaborative piece of jewellery.
The electroforming process forms a layer over the stones so that the jewels are hidden from the light and unable to be viewed by the wearer of the ring. This creates an aesthetic fast as the ring owner commits to wearing the gem, but with a silver coating over it. So we have this jewel, but we are fasting from viewing it, from enjoying its full beauty.
If or when abolition is achieved in any area represented by a stone, or until certain legislative frameworks are in place, or other related goals met, the wearer would have the electroforming process reversed to reveal the undamaged gem hidden beneath, and to bring it back into the light.
Aesthetic Fast is designed to support the work of non-profits by providing a way to both deepen people's concern for modern day slavery and broaden the range of people who engage with it. Aesthetic Fast isn't fundraising, nor is it direct social activism, and it isn't simply illustrative or playing an illustrative or supportive role to social justice work. It is itself, as a symbolic act, part of social justice work broadly conceived.
Several contemporary artists are exploring these kind of embodied artworks, and the most famous is probably Marina Abramović. But we find a particular inspiration for this type of performance in the sacrament of the Eucharist, which is a communal ritual involving sharing broken bread and poured wine. It's an example of an ancient and ongoing symbolic collaborative performance that enacts a relational form that exists between all members of the Christian faith throughout history who might otherwise be separated by time and place. It's art made of relationship.
Fasting is an ancient practice that's shared across many of the world's religious traditions, and one of its purposes is to be an accompaniment to our prayers and also our laments for the suffering that's in the world. It's an embodied act in which we impose a limitation on our physical selves. In this case, it's a visual limitation. And we do this as a way of symbolically aligning ourselves with those we care about, even if we don't know them and have no direct way of expressing our care for them. So fasting is a way of physically experiencing that which we long for, and also a way of demonstrating, of performing our hope for the world.